Hi, and welcome to week 10. Quick video. This is really a recap of your mid-semester update and announcements. So just wanted to connect here. So discussion boards 1, 2, and 3 are done. You have 8 weeks of study guides and quizzes graded. You actually have a 9th week done, just not graded. And then, so we have 390 points down out of 850 possible points. So I went through and updated, just took a look at how the class was doing. Overall, everybody's doing great. Depending on what your individual goals are, we basically have 5 A's, 5 B's. So I don't know what your individual aspirations are for scholarships or graduation, what you wanted to do in this course. If you have concerns, email me. I want you to get the grade that you earn, but the grade that you want too. So we still have enough weeks left to possibly engineer something if you're looking to make up some work or whatever to that effect. Otherwise, for the most part, I think everyone's doing great. Just about everyone still has a chance to earn an A. So we won't be talking about additional points, I guess, at this point. But so reminder, so what's left? So discussion board 4 is due a week from today, that is March 18th. And I posted a separate video and a rubric to help support that. I've been providing detailed rubrics for feedback. At this point, I'm publishing discussion board 4 rubric in advance, so you can see exactly what I'm looking for, how the points break down. And then you can feel free to self-grade and make sure that you have everything before you submit it. Just to put a finer point or to really be clear about what the expectations are for the assignment and how to do well. That's the goal, is for you to do well and turn in a paper like that, not for you to turn in a paper and me to catch you and deduct points, right? I want everyone to get all the points because their paper looks and meets all that criteria. That's the teaching feedback process. 2 weeks after that, is it 2 weeks? 2 weeks after that, discussion board 5 is due on April 1st. And so that's your results and discussions. That implies that you'll have all your data collected and analyzed by then, right? So we're looking at just about 3 weeks till that point. So make sure, I believe there's still 4 of you out there who I haven't approved your survey. So that means that you're not collecting data at this point, most likely. So do get that into me. If I gave you feedback on discussion board 3 and said, hey, I'm concerned about this survey and that it's not going to collect the data that's going to be helpful to answer your research questions, you needed to revise that and send it back to me before you went out into the public. So you have 3 weeks now to finish collecting your data. Make sure you get your revised survey to me if it needed to be revised. And you can do that as soon as possible or whenever. That's a priority for me. So when that comes in, I'll make sure I prioritize that, give you some feedback, or give you the green light so you can go collect the data. Because I know you're working around other people's schedules, and we don't want the project to be sabotaged by that, right? All right, so then that's discussion board 5. More details on what results and discussion sections look like in the next couple weeks. But for now, just have your eye on that. That deadline's April 1st. And then the final paper is April 15th. And again, that's about turning around discussion board 4 and 5 with my feedback and submitting it with a few formatting changes. So that could be an easy leap from to the final paper, provided you're doing these at your top work. So there are 7 weekly units left. Again, you just took one. And in the next 6 hours or so, those quizzes will be completed, right? So there's really 6 weekly units left. Remember, turn them in and you get 80%, right? There's a minimum, and then also if you turn them in, you get a chance at the bad question lottery. So if the majority of you, if the question was poorly worded and the majority of you get it wrong, then I delete that question. So make sure you're completing these or attempting these study guides and quizzes as an opportunity for learning and obviously to improve your grade. As before, I can't accept them late because as soon as the deadline passes, the answers release. So it's not fair for you to be able to turn them in late with having access to the correct answers. All right, so we talked about that. And then also, so I published through week 15. I hadn't, all those folders weren't available. I just had, I think, the first 9 or 10 weeks. So the rest of the course is published, all the PowerPoints. We already had all the study guides and quizzes, all the resources. So feel free to complete those. I know at least one person completed all 15 weeks already. You're free to go ahead once you submit, or in between submitting drafts. You submit discussion board 4 anytime this week, and then while you're waiting for your surveys to come back, feel free to take a day or 2 at a time and read through these units. I won't be able to grade them until I get everyone's feedback to figure out if there's any invalid questions. But feel free to get that learning accomplished, as those little learning modules on your own. Take the quiz, take the study guide, and move on. So you are free to move ahead in that regard for all of those units. And then lastly, so this week, this is where I have my electronic submission pilot. So, and I believe I've made this clear in the discussion board section and in your announcement. So I just wanted to, again, communicate with tone here. So it will be far more efficient, and I'm offering this class again in the spring semester. Hopefully none of you are taking it, because all of you are going to do well and don't need to take it again in the spring. But so I need to convert all these study guides and quizzes to electronic submission. So this is kind of a pilot to make sure to see how that's working. And to be honest, I haven't had an opportunity to convert all the remaining study guides and quizzes to the electronic submission format. If I have the time, then I will. So basically, you download the Word document with all 10, 14, 17 questions for a study guide or quiz. It's the same. Go through and do your multiple choice, right? Whether you do that pencil, paper, however you do that, go through your book, look for the answers. It's open book. And get a sense of what those answers are. And then instead of typing that in the submission like you have been, you need to go online. It's basically like an online quiz, except the questions aren't there and the answers aren't there. So you go ahead and take all week, do it offline, take as much, not all week, take the same amount of time offline, figure out what the answers are, and you need to log in once, and hopefully it'll take you less than a minute to go. Answer A is C. Question 1 is C. Question 2 is B. Question 3. And so you'll just select the answers. The benefit is that Blackboard will auto-grade those. You should get a grade right away. And then we'll be able to do better metrics. So all 11 quizzes, I'll be able to identify which questions were invalid. And we'll get this turned around much quicker. So it's more or less a pilot for this Wednesday. But I need you to make sure you understand how to submit those. If for the person who's already submitted their answers in the other format, that's fine. Just leave that alone. No need to resubmit. But just trying to make things more efficient so you can get more quality feedback quicker, but still have the flexibility of taking it offline. I don't want you to have to open up that quiz and take it online and think about the questions online. You've downloaded the study guide, print it out, take it with you for as long as you want, and just upload those answers on time, or enter those answers one time. Hopefully that's clear and helpful. And as always, and flipping back to your grades or anything, if you have any particular questions, some of you I feel like I get an email once or twice a week from. Some of you I don't think I've had a direct email from all course. Either way is fine. Just know I don't have office hours. We don't have face-to-face meetings. So don't let any of my feedback fester. Don't be confused by what some of my feedback is. Or if you are, email me. Let's get it clarified. The goal here is for you to learn the concepts, to be able to walk through this research survey and this research project with as little pain as possible, and for me to guide you through that process. So please email me if you have any questions, and hope you're tuned into Daylight Savings Time. Enjoy your week. And check out the other video I'm going to post now about discussion board 4 rubric, just to give you a little additional guidance to make sure that you're turning in the best possible work product you can. Thanks.